Welcome to Interpack at the IMA booth. This is Stefano Fiordalisi, sales area manager at Tea Herbs, part of IMA Consumer. We operate in the tea bagging sector of the market. So today it's actually a pleasure to introduce our new high-speed platform for double chamber tea bag. It is the C24-IQ. It's a machine that can run up to 450 bags per minute. Any configuration, so either naked bag or with an envelope. The envelope could be a paper envelope or a sealed envelope. This is the third generation of platform that was established back in 1998. And that was a true game changer for the industry because it introduced for the very first time the knotting of a tea bag. The thread of the tea bag which is hung to the tag and the filter bag by using a knot. So this was addressing a demand from the market for a much greener presentation of the product and more sustainable. At the same time, we've seen over the last couple of decades two very clear trends. So one has been the decline of the black tea, the traditional tea, while we've seen also a big growth of new blends, new products. And these are usually called either herbal teas or functional teas or flavor teas. These products pose quite a bigger challenge from the technical standpoint to a high-speed machine because they might be either dusty, sticky, or abrasive. So we had to address this by adapting the design of the machine to this. Now we have a section which is the shoulder here where we have all the automatic splicing of the packaging materials. This is a must for a machine running at this speed. So we want to actually decrease the downtime when we have the one of the rolls running out and then switching to the other one, and we don't want obviously the operator to intervene in this. This has been fit on our machines for a long time, but on this specific model we have a very peculiar way of doing this by using two motors in the tag section area. This ensures that the two frames are spliced and connected in a proper way, again, guaranteeing a very smooth process throughout the machine. We mentioned that these products are, the new products are very challenging for the machine from the technological standpoint, so a very critical area is the dosing of the machine. We have a section where we basically feed the product by using a vibrating unit. This is in order to feed homogeneously that, but also avoiding deblending of these products. And on this specific machine, between, let's say, the upper and the dosing drum, we've fit a special device in order to push the product into the pockets of the dosing drum to reduce any inconsistency in weight and also to reduce the standard deviation. Moreover, just moving the product inside would prevent from having undesired effects like the product sticking to the doser and then creating what we call the build-up, which is a very undesired effect affecting the functionality of the machine. Complete new feature that we've actually implemented on this machine is in the area of the unwinding of the envelope, a vacuum-operated system. In general, this is for alignment purposes to avoid, obviously, jams and problems when the film is fed to the area where the envelope actually is cut and then folded around the bag. We've always had alignments, units for the other packaging materials in our machines, but here this is a new solution and it's actually quite smart. One important feature is what we call single resection, this section of the machine. Now with this we can reject the naked bag without the envelope. So if something happens on the main gripper wheel and that gets detected, then we know that we can obviously reject this without stopping the machine, but at the same time, we are not performing the folding on the envelope, and then obviously we save material on that. We now seal the envelope in a different way. We used to do the head sealing first, then pulling the envelope through the main wheel, and then we would seal the lateral side of the envelope. Now we do this in one single operation by using two jaws. This actually allows for a much smoother control of the quality, which, you know, could be wrinkles or other stuff, and also it gets kind of easier to clean the jaws when it's necessary to do so. Cartoning unit is important when running so fast on the C24-IQ 450, because one of the increasing trends of the market on cartons is to have low count. So this might be like 10 count. And then we need to be able to run the machine without reducing the speed. So now we've increased the speed of the cartoning unit up to 55 to 60 cycles a minute. So this is not gonna bring the speed down when we run, you know, with these 10 counts. Here we have a very flexible system with the gluing, so we can cope with most of the presentations in the market for you know, closing the lid. Running so fast, we need to extend the uptime of the flat blanks magazine, and so we have this extension here versus the previous version of the machine. We just flip it by 90 degrees to make it actually more ergonomic for the operator. Two additional points I will just like to go through are related to the cleanability of the machine. The design of the machine is what we call a clean design. If we look back at the other models, most of the mechanical moving parts are being moved to the back of the machine, and as well as the electronics, so the motors and all that stuff. So this gives a cleaner front of the machine for the operator to carry out all the maintenance procedures. We want to try and control where the dust goes. So here we have a laminar flow, which is generated by a fan on the top of the guarding, pushing the air flow through the machine, vertical direction. And then we also have a suction unit on the bottom, and then we create that. This is basically on when the machine is running, but can also be used by the operator when he opens the guards and then needs to air blow the machine. Like I said, dust is the biggest enemy of sensors in a machine because it could settle on the surface and then create obviously a lot of jams. The last thing, which is you know, important as I would say the mechanic, is the electronic, actually the interface for the operator, HMI. We came up with a much more user-friendly version. The main aim is to make easier troubleshooting for the operator. So as soon as an error code pops up, there's a guidance through the section of the operating manual which is dedicated to troubleshooting. We can also implement an IMA designed AI architecture on this to make this even more interactive and smarter. So this is all, and thanks for your attention.